It's been a while since I've been on, and I did come on the other day. Um, and I came on the other day, but I got it to live today, so we're gonna get everything sorted out. Let me get this thing set up. Turn this thing on. Turn this thing on. Turn the monetization on. Get up out of there. See if I can get this thing reset up again. See where we're going. Um, and we're gonna get it set up. I think I got to do this thing real quick. Let me look this up. I got my notes. Let's see what I got right here, Chris. All right, we are live and we are clear. So this question is about Chris Collins. His name, Chris Collins. He's the guy that got picked to play Prince's character as the kid on Purple Rain the musical. And some people take exception to it. Some people are, um, um, it's it's a debatable thing. I got asked what did I think about it. I don't have no problem with it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you live long enough, someone's gonna portray you, whether you're around to see it or not. And there's money to be made, and people got access to your name. They will keep it going. And you'd be dumb to not go on where someone would make a you know, keep your name alive. I mean, it's about your legacy. And besides, Prince is no different than Michael Jackson or Rick James or Whitney Houston or Freddie Mercury or Ray Charles or Elton John. You know, people have had movies and films have gone on. So what's the problem? What's the problem? I'm talking about Prince, and there's a musical, Broadway musical about Purple Rain, and a man was picked to portray Prince's character as the kid in it. So it's right there for you to read. I don't know who you are. Please introduce yourself when you come on. Because I don't just do where you just go by the way. You can introduce and say what's up. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about right there with that. So some people got exception to it. All right. Well, that usually where I come from, if somebody got a name like that, they use a drug dealer or they're some type of hustler. Or they could be a dancer at the local bar. I don't know. Just saying. They usually fall into three categories. That's not a stage name that you just throw out there unless, of course, you into some, different things. I don't know. I don't know. You have to explain it to me. Make it say it in English so I can comprehend. But anyway, the subject matter is about Prince. And this young man is going to be portraying his character as the kid in Purple Rain. It depends on what you make it to be. So I can't tell you exclusively. All I can tell you is that your purpose is to give, to humble yourself and to understand as you in this journey to better to receive and to you know, that's how I look at it. I'm a firm believer that you're learning every day. You'll understand what your purpose is by learning. Don't think that you got all the answers, and you do feel like you do, but then sometimes you can feel like you're dumb because the technology has changed that concept. So there's a lot of stuff to cipher through. It all depends on where you're coming with it. It's a necessity for getting what you need to get. It's not a necessity that's going to make you happy. There's a big difference. There's two different entities at work there. Some people misconstrue them. They're not one and the same. Thank you so much. Pleased to meet you. You got some interesting names coming through. Usernames are a little bit different than what I'm used to, but that's okay though. We're here to have conversation and to see if we can make, a happy balance. So thank you for coming through. Yeah, that's interesting. Dynamic duo. SNS. That sounds like something that Rihanna would do as a song. So, but anyway, yeah. Anybody want to take the poll? Feel free. If you're a Prince fan or not, or if you're aware, or if you think that if you saw the movie Purple Rain, just I throw that question out there today. I don't know who you are, so you got to tell me who you are, where you come from, because I don't answer questions I don't know. Remember this: protecting, guarding where you're from. So I don't say that. I lived in all four parts of the United States once upon a time. I'll leave it at that for now. I had to get to know people before I got into the divulge, but I lived in all different four parts. I was in Missouri, which wasn't that far from there, so spent time on different timelines. It's interesting. Bama's a very hot place, very distinctive. So anyway, we are live here, and we're going to see what the conversation goes. So we're just going to go. I don't think anyone's gonna hardly take the poll question though, because obviously, you know, we're gonna see. All right, what's happening? How you doing? I never know who's all coming through, but okay, someone took the question. Someone said no, they don't have a problem with someone portraying Prince. Okay, that's cool. First of your kind. It's been a very highly hot topic. This musical. And it's gonna be a very touchy topic anyway, because if you watch the Purple Rain, if you saw the movie, forget about portraying Prince, but the storyline and everything that happened in the movie. I don't know who you are, but anyway, a shout out to your friend. Hello, how you doing? Anybody want got questions and want comments? Feel free to talk. What's happening to? I'm not gonna say that. I don't say that. That's kind of vulgar. Yeah, you know where you're going on a live stream. Make sure you don't troll. I don't say certain things like that. No, don't ask. That's not how I talk. That's not how I operate. Well, that's y'all can see it to each other, but I got to do with that. If I stand by what I stand by, you got to stand on some ethics or no. That's the problem right now. There's no more moral respect. If I hadn't did this question about Prince, I may have talked about what Denzel Washington said. Sometimes you gotta stand for something, and if you're not comfortable with saying something, then don't be forced into it. To make be popular, it's not popular. So I'll have to take that L, but I'm not gonna subject myself to that. Anyway, glad for the people that are here and take the poll. And I know there's some lurkers out here. I see some views is up, so people want to come in. Feel free to come on in. We'll see what we're dealing with. Doesn't look like I got a lot. Well, I don't know what's going on. Because sometimes you get like a bunch of people come through, and sometimes you get people to low key. Anyway, the same thing is the same. If I get a good hit in the next 10, 15 minutes, I'll stay on for an hour. If not, I'll close it in a half. And for the people that follow me, there's a videos are up. So please hit look and support. And they are there for the viewing. I got a lot of stuff coming through the turnpikes. So stay tuned. You know. Anyway, 3 people saying no, they don't have a problem with someone portraying Prince. So that's pretty interesting. We're going to see who we have. There's more people coming through. And, again, we're looking for conversations. Pretty common day. Okay, so just kind of just watching. I know it's summertime and people are pretty much doing the thing. So that's why I just thought I'd come on here and see what was up. Maybe catch somebody. I What's happening? How you doing? Thank you for your support. Appreciate that. I always like it when somebody new comes along, and but the old heads come along and want to talk too. Feel free. Keep hitting those likes up. Bring some. Okay. Uh, 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 outside of London, northwest of England. Okay. Oldham. What's happening, Timmy T? There's some new faces coming through today. It's cool. I don't mind. Yeah, the poll is definitely picking up. And keep hitting that like up. Glad to have you here today. Anybody want to talk, feel free. Prince, the musician. There's a Broadway musical about his life. Well, the kid in Purple Rain for the particular character of the movie. So the question is, you have any problem with anyone portraying him for that movie or in general? Because sometimes some Prince fans got a problem with people portraying him. You know, I tell them Michael Jackson has people portrayed him. Uh, Rick James did. Whitney Houston, Tupac, Biggie, Jimi Hendrix. We can go on. Bob Marley, Freddie Mercury, Elton John, Ray Charles, so James Brown. So don't act like you're exempt, that you're too good not to be portrayed by somebody. I think the big thing will be how the movie is. Hello, how you doing? Because if you're looking at the character from the movie in 20, it's coming out this year. When that musical comes out, the movie Per Rain was pretty dark. And I don't know how people will react to it. There's a lot of blurry lines in it. So we'll see. Yeah, well, if you had listened to his music, you got YouTube, you have different accesses. I would tell you to listen to his hits. I'd say his 80s music in particular. I'd say from 1999 album to about the Sign of the Times album. I think that was peak and prime. His peak and commercial, and of course, Purple Rain soundtrack. You have to, if you don't know much about people, go study them. That's what we used to do back in the day. We didn't have computers. We didn't have the technology that you got with Wikipedia and all that. So what we did, went to library somewhere, asked somebody who knew, listened to their music, and got appreciation in the study of them. Because that's what you have to do if you want to know about somebody. Who is your favorite artist too, by the way, Timmy T? Because Prince was an influence on a lot of people. And I mean cross genres. Yeah, he's pretty good at basketball. He can shoot. I think it got a little bit exaggerated though. I mean, he hit some shots and dribbled a little bit, but you know. Because, sometimes, people go run overboard with what they say about. I'm not saying, but sometimes it gets, some people tend to, you know, he can shoot and he can move. Okay, let's talk sports then. What you like? Because I'm versatile enough to go in that wheelhouse, of course. I don't do like they do on Fox Sports. I try not to, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, and they dropped a big old egg last night against the Bears, and I'm not putting a lot of stock in it. I'll tell you, preseason football is one of the most overrated forecasts I've ever seen, and I'm gonna tell you why. There have been teams that stunk in preseason and were great, And then there were teams that were excellent preseason and they stunk. So you gotta remember, I'm looking for like particular players and positions. I'm not looking for teams that are winning. It's like a progress report. I want to see what's progressive. Not that you winning all your games in preseason. That don't really say a lot to me because it's not. It's a long season, and preseason is what it is, and it means that there are going to be second and third tier guys, some cases fourth tier guys, who ain't even going to be holding the Gatorade on the sideline, let alone playing. So I got to keep it in perspective because I've had New England Patriot fans and New York Giant fans all in my ear like ooh, and I'm like, first of all, y'all got like 15 quarterbacks if you're the Giants. He should have been, but then again, it's Cleveland. I mean, the Browns they change quarterbacks like you brush your teeth in a week. So I hope, but I hope he gets protected and they got enough something there. Still got Miles Garrett on defense. They should be a decent team. They could be a sleeper. He could be this year's version of Jaden Daniels. What happened with Washington last year? So hey, keep your eye on. Everybody's looking at Joe Burrows. What are you gonna do with Cincinnati? Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh, and of course Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. But let's see what Cleveland do. But I now preseason is kind of overrated. Just that the Eagles need to get anything to get richer. I mean, they already with Saquon Barkley for a steal. Because they're not on the salary cap. They don't have a high salary cap. They don't have to really play Saquon Barkley until like next year or something. And Jalen Hurts is their big franchise player. So they're not stuck with a lot of what we call fat contracts. And sometimes it be that way. You'd be surprised. I mean, they're not Kansas City where you got a Patrick Mahomes at $100 million and Kelsey. Well, that's how it always is. I mean, let's be realistic. Would you want him to go to Jacksonville? New Orleans? I mean, come on now. If they're motivated, they focus, they could. I'm pulling for my Buffalo Bills, but I like Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is severely underrated, underappreciated. That's a bad dude. But I don't know. It's hard to repeat. I mean, Kansas City took a lot of lumps, so I don't know. And you had to be a particularly well-rounded team to beat Kansas City. So Cam Newton, uh, I like Cam. I will give him his say against Kimberly Frazier on ESPN a couple years ago when he put Dak Prescott in perspective, when he put Brock Purdy in perspective, and when he put I'm trying to think of who else it was that he gave love to. But he ain't accurate on this one. He's tripping on this one. Because Jalen Hurts steers that ship. And it's not like Saquon Barkley, okay, I'll give you that. But the offense they do runs through Jalen Hurts. When they do the butt push, that's Jalen Hurts. And Hurts is effective. If this is the case, then the Eagles would be like the 49ers and anybody could go back there and win, and that's not the case. So I have to respectfully disagree with Cam Newton on that one. Because Jalen Hurts is the truth. And if he's healthy, that's 11, 12 wins. That's how good he is. You know. Because I saw some of the lists that these cats had out here, and them guys are not better. You ain't gonna tell me no Dak Prescott. Jalen Hurts got as many Super Bowl appearances as Dak Prescott got postseason wins in almost 10 years. Make that make sense. I want Jalen Hurts. He been to two Super Bowls in the last 5 years. Two Super Bowl appearances and one Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP beats a guy who been to an NFC Championship. Am I right or wrong? And Jalen Hurts' resume is pretty impressive as we speak. Jaden Daniels got a lot of upside, though. Washington will be a problem. You can be more talented. That doesn't mean you're more better, though. Okay, I think history didn't kind of show that. Think about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Talent don't mean that you're gonna win it all. It means you talented, but if you ain't putting no rings on fingers, then it's kind of irrelevant. I seen a lot of talented quarterbacks who didn't do jack. I remember Jake Plummer and I remember Jeff George. And they could sling that thing as great as Peyton Manning, but their mindset wasn't the same. So, but I do like both. I do like Jaden Daniels though. I think he got to figure out a way to get his mama lost though. She's a nice looking woman, but she got to stop hanging on to him and let him play. Because he got to make his own inroads. Eventually. So, we'll see though. But yeah, I take Jalen Hurts. Come on now. Jalen Hurts got two Super Bowl appearances and one ring and other thing. You got to go with the guy. Oh, very pretty, but sometimes you gotta be very careful with that because again, and you just take care of yourself, and you got the right balance of diet, and okay, the poll is heating up now. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, Calvin. How you doing? The lover in you, of course, Shalimar. That's not up for discussion. Welcome back, KJ. But no, that's not up for discussion. Real Love was a good comeback song, but Shalimar Peak Prime, that's not even close. And of the two acts, Shalimar was the better of the two. I did like Call Me. I think Sky had a couple songs I like, but Sky to me, what's happening? But Sky to me was like a third tier band. And Shalimar was like what I call a high second tier group. All right. Got some more faces. There's some people coming out today. I will be here. Calvin Jackson, did you see the poll I put up about Prince? Any problem with somebody playing him in his Broadway musical? Or if it may be a movie or something down the line. Holla. Holla at your boy. All right. We made up here to a halfway point, so appreciate more people coming through and feel free to hit the likes, hit the poll. There's a lot going on. If I come back tomorrow, I'll probably ask that question about the Denzel Washington. Some of his takes over the weekend. This comes down to what I like and opposed to what I know. Some Kind of Love was going to win because it was catchy. Violet Blue was a cold track. I like the Lynn Drum Machine. Jill and Prince was cold on that. Well, some people who were Prince who like Little Richard said, why did Prince portray Little Richard early in his career? James Brown. So art imitates life. I think the thing with Prince is not so much of that, but because he did Purple Rain in his career, and usually that was kind of unheard of to portray yourself in a movie that early. But I'm gonna say this: I think the bigger situation about the kid role with Purple Rain musical isn't about playing Prince. It's got to do with the actual movie of Purple Rain. You remember all the way women were treated in Purple Rain, his white mother in Purple Rain, cultural. There's gonna be some interesting how they're gonna make that thing work. Broadway's tough. You got to be good on Broadway. You got to be great because the Michael Jackson one took off like wildfire, and they got done really great on it. You got to be accurate on Broadway. Broadway's tough. And the key is who's the Morris Day character. Now I already got Apollonia being black. That's from what I've seen on this particular. So it's gonna be interesting. I think the social dynamics of the Purple Rain movie translating to 2025, 2026 on the to theater for people to see is gonna be interesting how people react. Because if you think about that movie and what was going on in that movie, it had a very dark, sinister vibe. That's one of the reasons why I think the Netflix thing didn't come out because they're trying to make Prince into this boy wonder, and some of his stuff is kind of dark. He had a dark element, a dark side to what he was about. That's one of the reasons why when he got older, he became more lighter psychologically. He had a dark undertone. If you grew up around it, you know what I'm talking about. Because I remember Beyonce said when she was a little girl, she was scared of him. And he had a kind of aura about him that was kind of, he did kind of distance himself from it a bit as he got older. But he knew his thing was kind of, it was interesting. He did a lot of stuff to a lot of people. He it's a funny story because he brought all his homeboys and clique from Minneapolis to the big, pretty much brought them to Hollywood, to the mainstream, and then he just basically pimped and hustled them. The way he treated Morris Day, the Jimmy Jam is like, oof. He did a lot of he had a lot of baggage. Prince could be cold, you know. He's one of those people that people separate the two because I always tell people I don't know how people are, and you don't really want to know some of these folks because some of these folks got some with them, and you just be like, I don't know. I know. And Vanity paid the per diem to the time because they got paid out of her pocket. She actually paid them more than what Prince did. And that's one of the reasons why she left him. Because he was cheap and he fooled around. That's all another story. With multiple women. So, that's how he got down. I go back. Like I think I told you before. I was a purple head back in the day. I was in on that scene back then. A lot of that stuff. And what people don't understand, there was no social media, but there was words or lips. And a lot of stuff, the Prince and stuff hit the streets. You had people like Jesse Johnson and Jill Jones who dropped the T about Prince. Morris kind of did, but he was kind of evasive. He was trying to stay in good because he was his drummer. And he did a lot of projects with him. Prince dissed him all over, though. Wooden Leg, talked about old friends for sale, playing the sunshine. He mocked him a lot. He had a lot of knocks on him. And they did a lot of work together. Yeah, that whole thing with that rose, yeah. But she, sad thing, she was kind of like an industry welcome mat because a lot of cats had access to her. And some of it was because of what she was going through. And she was, you know, Adam Ad, Billy Idol, Rick James briefly. Um, I want to say, oh, John Stamos. Yeah, she scared him though. She got around. Yeah, yeah. He was he was a joke though. But she and Prince were like forever bonded though. They still kind of mess around. The story is late 80s on the low because he kept his business on the low. Hmm. And he always kind of chased women that looked like her too. So she was a very stunning woman. What's up? Your timing is perfect. I've been on here for like a half hour though. But today people showed up. They didn't show up when I came here on Saturday though. Well, you got to be doing this somewhere else because I'm not going to tolerate that here. I don't do trolls. It's a pain when people be having a conversation, grown folks, and people say some most disgusting thing. That's okay. It's cool. I got some videos done, and I made the most of my time. I got very productive and prolific, so I'll probably be on tomorrow. Got some future videos I'll be working on, and so we'll see. Yeah, it's not even about. It's just that knowing who you're talking to. First of all, I don't know nobody from Jack Adam, and second of all, I don't talk like that. Third of all, if we're gonna have conversations like certain thing, that's a whole different hit. So, and I don't want to offend nobody because you too can, and plus also, I'm also aware of the audience. People got to understand where they entering. So, I didn't say this is the Diddy party. Sure, he'll get some, you know, people come through there. But anyway, that's the thoughts and takes about what Prince is concerned. I don't have no problem with nobody portraying him. I just think that him playing the kid, and I thought about the Purple Rain movie, and then I'm thinking about today and how that will fly. The imagery will fly. It's very gender friendly. However, the way women were treated in that movie and some of the tones, I gotta be cleaned up. Okay. So feel free to keep on talking. We've had a good day so far. Just definitely makes up for what happened the other day. Jeopardy. That was a cold vamp. Ooh. That's something about that song just always hit. And the Fix had a couple jams I like, but something about that Jeopardy was my cut. I like the vocals and it's funny though, cause back in the day, a one hit wonder, a two hit, and them songs kick anything in the butt that's out today. And we let them acts ride. We said, "See ya." All right off in the sunset. So I always appreciate when someone can go back in time with that, cause You don't gnarly hear nobody gonna say the Greg Ken band. I know the Fix barely gets any miles for. Wow. I appreciate that though. That's a good throwback though. Shoot, Jeopardy was around. That song was so around. That was even before the TV show came out. If I'm almost mistaken, that's a trip, or close to when it came out. They're both about the same age. That's 40 plus years ago. I don't know. He had to know what was going on. I ain't hear no more about it. I've been marveling at what he's doing on the football field. Well, it is still practice and preseason, but receiver and cornerback, he's pretty impressive. I guess playing for Jacksonville, you're gonna have to do all of that though. I'm taking War because it was the versatility. But Creedence Clearwater, that was a tough song. Down on the corner. I think Down on the Corner is very iconic. But me and Baby Brother was it hits. So I gotta say Hair. Gotta say War by Hair. Cause me and Baby Brother is a nice cut. And they had the down south roots thing with their harmonica and their groove. So Fogerty was cut from that too. Fogerty was a brother and had a funk band. He'd be in that vibe. So, but Down on the Corner is probably more iconic. But I listen to me and Baby Brother more though. You know, yeah. I'm not in it. But I'm gonna tell you something. That's the Simp Hall of Fame right there. I don't know about the NFL Hall of Fame, but he'll make the Simp Hall of Fame. If you gotta ask a woman, if you gotta ask a woman, and you don't look, and first of all, if you're a good actress, there's about 50 million reasons why you say yeah, whatever you want. I mean, because I mean, she's not, if that she's looking from his a meal ticket. I'm just saying, but I hope he know what he doing. I hope his money don't go funny. You know, he's a very talented player, but we gotta see what happens. We shall see. The views are out of the chain. We got the poll question, 70% saying no, they don't have a problem with it with Prince. The likes are up, so this is good. So yeah. Okay, now let's keep it going. Y'all got some more questions y'all like to ask, so get on, let's do it. Be My Baby is a catchy song, but Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow is like the song that you can't turn off. So I gotta go with the Marvelettes. And that was great songs, but Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow is like one of them songs that I still remember listening to that as a kid, and it just stayed on the brain. Mm-hmm. So the Marvelettes. Okay, let's see what we got. Looking to see if we got any more questions. Love generally for one another. How you treat everybody. And I think that if you don't go into a judgment and you don't let money prioritize, you always know where people stand with certain things. You know. Baby Let's Kiss, that's not really close. That's not one of Andre's best songs. I like it, but I only like it as an Andre song on the record. Jesse had more catchier material. Yeah. See, if you'd asked me Kelly's Eyes, that might be a different story. Or what are we doing here, even? What are we doing here? But Jesse got the W on that one. That remix was tight. Oh, yeah. I like it when someone can acknowledge that Minneapolis thing, though, because I used to listen to all that. I had Andre's tapes, Jesse's tapes. Okay, let's get some Q&A. Yeah, but you asking me about the song. See, he came up with a groove and a vamp, but Jesse had a better song. And there's a difference. In all honesty, I like Andre Simone a lot. He very talented. I'm gonna say like Prince's half brother, first cousin, or like two peas in a pot. Except, and I got respect. Except his best stuff was with other people. But he toured with Prince though. He was giving him a run on the stage. And yeah, that but I'm just saying. So, but Andre Simone to me is kind of like Jermaine Jackson because he had to be associated with someone that was bigger, but he had talent. If people push that agenda, if people push that agenda, it all depends on the agenda that's being pushed. It's a stupid agenda because just because some people don't get along don't mean others. Blue Limousine, and that's you're wrong for that because I don't like to give Apollonia 6 nothing. To me, I like the Million Miles for the groove, but a lot of Apollonia 6's stuff was just sounded like lightweight. And I thought that Prince, I lost respect for him as a producer. He's So Dull was your typical surfer slack song. I think Diz and him did that song that had that because he was going through that head bop, Eddie Murphy white guy bop, like a Michael J. Fox dance. And I know the groove. I saw Cats was mocking white dancing songs. Rick James did it too with the bass line on 17 and also In My House. There's a, like a, and you could tell it's almost like a mock part. I heard it in Cats doing stuff. It cracked me up. But anyway, the limousine. But I didn't like the Apollonia 6 album though. And I think it's bad singing. And it just didn't hit the same like Randy Six. Yeah. And I just think that it was just kind of like tracks that were there and they just didn't really fit. So I still say 82 was his golden years of producer to my Prince. The Jamie Starr eras. Mm-hmm. He just hit on another. He hit what he had, and he had the right team around him. You know, he was challenged with the right people, the right forces. Wasn't really that big on Apple on the six, but I nasty girl. Come on, that's a blowout. 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 Throw the white towel in. If this was a boxing match, they stopped the fight. Sex Shooter's a decent vamp, but Nasty Girl, the way he hit that program beat, I mean, that thing was a song into itself. That's like that proves my point. He was in a different orbit, and I know Sex Shooter had Vanity's vocals on it, and you know that, but it wasn't the same. Nasty Girl was raw. Yeah. I think we'll be on for like 20 more minutes, maybe 30. We'll see. Getting such a good rapport today. But keep on talking on. I'll stay on as long as everybody's good, as long as the questions keep pouring in. But of course I'm gonna take Nasty Girl. That's not up for discussion with me. I don't even really even bop the Six Shooter. Bite the beat. Bite the beat. Because Bite the Beat had a nice groove. Boom 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 boom. I told you, I like the Santana S guitar part he had on one of them songs on that record. But Ushi was not memorable. There's not nothing up on the six that makes me keep going back. I think A Million Miles, and I'm gonna tell you why I like the Million Miles because it made me think of Rick James. It had a Rick James kick drum and that horn, that vamp. That was a if he was giving Rick James a nod, A Million Miles I Love You was a Rick James nod. Listen, they're parts, but they're not songs. There's nothing on Apollonia 60 and Vanity 6. You can go ask old Purple Heads. They're gonna tell you Vanity 6 album is gonna win. Yeah, he had some good parts here and there, but the sums of the parts ain't enough to propel it. The synth breakdown, the grooves, so well, you want to think he will. I want to say, I'm gonna say it like this: if he don't win this year or next year, he will not. I think this year, next year, his best two chances. Because to me, these are two best years he's got the chance to. And he got to make a statement. River Run Dry. Because the Bobby Z, I thought that was the best song on the album. And it tripped me out too because Bobby Z's drumming, that I like that lick on there. As a matter of fact, Bobby Z's album came out '86. I remember at Sam Goody. I was at the mall, and he did, but I never did buy it. Strawberry Level was a cool guitar vamp, but River Run Dry hit me. I like the vocals on it. I thought St. Paul, that was the best that he sounded on the record. I thought Paul was straining. He had to deal with the Claire Fishy orchestras, and Prince lost his mind with that. You'd like to think Lamar. Burroughs was the more poised, and Buffalo had a hard time with Cincinnati. The Bills seem like they lost 15 different ways not to go, so that's tough. Lamar, this is where Harbaugh's coaching is on the line, and Burroughs is a lot like Luka Doncic. They gotta come on shape on the song. I'm gonna go with Lonely Girl on Bourbon Street, and I'll tell you why. Because I like the music on it better. The Family Nothing Compares to You. I didn't like the Claire Fisher Orchestra. Them strings were too strong. Because Prince spent money and St. Paul was like, it's been like, and it's all running it off the side of the road. Hundred miles. Because I like the synth groove. Mutiny, which was controversy part two, and it had a nice vamp to it. St. Paul sounded good on the track. I mean, I like the way Eric Lees played the sax and the way it bowled it. But I like 100 miles per hour. Yeah. You know, I like Players Ball better, though, especially a long version. 100 miles per hour was tight. I think he cut it down about 2 or 3 minutes to be tighter. Mutiny is an album track. Screams of Passion. That was a smooth song. What's up? How you living? What's up? Screams of Passion was my cut. Players Ball was tight. I like the long version. I never forget the first time I heard the long version. I was out walking back in the late '80s, and that thing went hard. But Screams of Passion, I love the vocals of it. I like the way it felt. That's what Maserati album before it came out with Players Ball. He's confused. He tried things. Um, a marginal talent, and he went about things in a way that could have really done harm to his freedom. That's sad truth. And you know what, Ted? That's how it is. Your money and family don't mix well. You know, and when someone that passes, you always got someone their greediness. Be very careful. I didn't didn't really, yeah. But the thing about with it is that it made him look like he was schizophrenic, and but I didn't pay it a lot of mind. Cameo, because to me that was the electrophonic. When that's if Kraftwerk got funky. I just want to be one of my monster jams by them. I love the synth vamp on that. And I do like that one way song, but that was one of Cameo put your foot in it. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Ted, that's a fact, man. Yeah, all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. Just because it came from the pigmentation, don't mean they gonna be with you. Or kinfolk ain't skin like that. That's the sad part. Yeah, One Way had some tight jams. It's just that Cameo song was a beast, but I like One Way a lot. I do. Al Hudson was banging. I mean, they had bangers. But it's just that I have to pick Cameo on this one. That's all. That's usually how it goes. Sadly, man. That's how it goes. People get funny with money. I went through that. And I tell you what, Ted, if you're ever on Facebook and you ever want to talk on the low, I'll talk to you on the low. That's why I tell you, look me up on Facebook. If you want to holler, we can talk about that on the low. I went through some stuff with that mess. Yearning for your love. And I do love Sparkle because I love the arrangements. That's not the best Cameo slow jam. Had you said hanging downtown, that would have been a toughie. But yearning for your love, because that's the best Earth, Wind, and Fire slow jam that they didn't put out after 1979. Yearning for your love is the best Earth, Wind, and Fire song they didn't do after 1979. Oh God. Can't keep walking in out of my life. Boom, boom, boom. Love that. And that live version they did in Houston that's on YouTube with the guitar part and Charlie Book. And he's still tearing people up on stage as we speak. So uh, they start judging you. They start expect like you the black sheep. That's what happens. I've been there. I was amazed at how folks think that they can get a pass and like people don't look at them like they can sell out. Yeah, I don't understand how people act like they're exempt from like because if you're talking down about someone that looks like you pigmentation, chances are people are laughing and snickering behind your back. They have no respect for you. And it'll be a time before when you get your wake up call too. But as much as I love Rick James and I like Ghetto Life better, but I gotta say, Be Yourself is gonna probably win. But I listen to Ghetto Life more though. Be Yourself was a monster. Now they don't respect you. Shoot, let Clarence Thomas get disbarred today tomorrow like he should, and see if they're gonna sit there and go, "We love him." I'll say this about love, Charlene. Your uniform don't change who you are. Let me give you an example. Richard Pryor married white women. I didn't look at him less as a brother. I didn't look at him. I don't look at anyone because love is love. If you marry him for the genuine reasons, sometimes people don't accept you, and you can't make something that ain't there. Your uniform don't change who you are. I've told Ted, I'll say it again. I've known people that were skillet black, and they sold out. So don't go by what you see. You gotta put something together. All relationships are opportunistic. They do, but it happens in black world too, black to black too. I've seen it on both sides. I've seen a black woman tell a black man that you didn't make enough and you don't measure up to the situations. So it cuts both ways. Hodge twins. Oh, you're never gonna be welcome in no sundown. Great pick right here. Fire is more iconic, but Daz is the better song. That's there I said it. Chef Ramsay be playing Fire, and you hear Fire to this day. But Daz is funky. That like NBA, NBC used to play. Dun, 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 you can play it. I mean, it was sampled more. Ice Cube, no Vaseline, use Daz. For me, it's outstanding. Word Up was big, but Outstanding got more value because Outstanding up tempo, mid tempos, you can roll it. Outstanding one of them songs you can play the cookout and two step, and then you could turn around and but you know it's got live. It's one of the baddest mid tempo songs I've ever heard. Word Up is more iconic, but Outstanding this it never gets old. You blow my mind. They didn't use Outstanding for samples and loops. It's yeah. Cube, because that wasn't one of my favorite Pac songs. And for the record, it might not be a favorable thing to say. I'm taking Ice Cube over Tupac for a career too. So you can clown and cup all you want. Into you, into you. I like Creep, but it's into you. I like the vocals better. Roller Coaster. Cause I like we don't want it, we want it. I like the horn, but Roller Coaster, come on, that just I know. I like Creep, but So Into You was the vocals. That's what did it for me. They were better singers, and that's what I go by on that. I listen to Creep probably more, but Into You the vocals, you know. Mhm. Ooh, love Sharia more, and this is the battle because I gotta go. I can't help it. Because when you think about it, a Michael Jackson song that's an album track generates as much heat as "Don't Stop Till You Get Off and Rock with You." And he sounded like he was singing jazz chords. He was singing, and Steve Wonder had as an outtake from songs that killed life. And I love Sharia more, but I can't help it. Mm. Put to you like this: if Michael Jackson had a whole album like I Can't Help It, he would have been like compared to Nat King Cole. Cause I mean, it was smooth. The DOC. People don't know how bad he was. He had that voice before Snoop, and he had the production chops. Gave Dre a lot of his. He was the link between Dr. Dre and Snoop. DOC was bad. Nothing compares to you. I didn't really care for TLC's version of it. I think Sinead caught the emotion of it the better. But I know that T-Balls was channeling Prince a lot. I know that. She definitely had that nasal Prince thing going. And she did a good job of it. Little ghetto boy, and not even close. The great use of Donny Hathaway and Snoop sounded that was cold. But probably my favorite track on the Chronic. Because the little ghetto boy was cold. Donny Hathaway version is fire. I listen to that once every 2 or 3 weeks too. Because Donny Hathaway had that back in '71. Little ghetto boy. Donnie's one of the coldest singers ever. I can. Yeah. Yeah, Ted, like I said before, if you want to hit me up, feel free. We'll talk about that. For real. I got told about that earlier. Hey, rich get richer and Philly knows how to make moves, and why not? They want to repeat, they gotta stock up. And I ain't got no problem with it. Jalen Hurts is in his peak in his prime, so hey. Because Jalen knows that the window, you know. He should. Can you think of a guy that was a Super Bowl MVP that's a legit top 5 quarterback who get this? They up here like, oh, he a game manager. They treat him like he Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer or something. Guy was an MVP freaking candidate a few years ago before he got hurt. He didn't average 10 plus wins a season. Make the logic of it. Only because he had a meathead, a junior whopper meathead over head coach. So they did get the chip. So that coach saved his behind. But Jalen Hurts been bringing it. It could happen. It could happen. I gotta go SOS band, but it's close though. They were kind of similar, kind of way I looked at them as bands too. Second tier bands that I like. But I did like when Love Calls, but that's so bad had it. Just Be Good to Me was catchy. Give SOS the edge. Barbara Weathers, when she was singing with the next star, them songs sounded good. When they got the last two chicks, they got them for imagery. You believe him? He looked like he lost a step. He looked like he lost a step. And he, you know. Well, she was a distraction. Don't have her at the game. Oh, I think he could play a couple more years. But I'm gonna tell you like this: he wouldn't have said that it'd be Philadelphia and three-peater. He would retire and marry her on the field. That's what he was gonna do. No, 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 no. What is Clay going to OKC? Is Clay going to OKC? Because it ain't happening with Dallas and Golden State. I don't see nothing between neither of those two teams combined, Anthony Davis got to play like 80 games, maybe 70. Okay, good luck with that. They gotta play defense. The guard play. The bench play. You're. Nah, I don't see that. Yeah, but that don't make no difference. He's still gonna have to come out and well, the key's gonna be how he flows. He been like this before. That's not why Dallas let he goes up and down with his weight, but it's that he ball hogs, don't pass the rock, and if he's sitting up there hanging on the rock for 18, 20 out 20 seconds out 24, you in trouble. Ooh, this is a good one because I love Suddenly. Suddenly is one of those songs I can listen to all the time. Love it. You must have been reading my mind on that. But Island's in the stream for the W though, because the chemistry was just a little bit better. But I love Suddenly though. It's close. I love it. That's a good one too. Appreciate you bringing that one up. I love the vocals on Suddenly. Never keeping secrets. Only like the video for Scream. The music production was dated. Michael was his harmony was over Janet. I like the video. Choreography was great. The song I can take or leave. This didn't really. Yeah, but Babyface gets the W on that one. Funny you mentioned them. They all from the state of Indiana too. Ain't that ironic? Indiana alums. They got the Kenneth Edmonds superhighway in Indiana. So that's ironic. Yeah, two different styles. But if I was listening to what song I would take, I'd take Babyface though on that one. I just don't. I think Scream was not that memorable. I like the video a lot. Okay, song. Jam and Lewis gave him a production groove. Calvin will know what I'm talking about when I say this. That was a production they were doing back in '85 when they did the Heat of the Heat with Patty Austin and all that. Can we talk? Tevin Campbell. And I like Bobby Brown a lot. Don't Be Cruel had a lot of force to it, but Can We Talk was catchy. You just can't run from it. Don't Go Breaking My Heart because it was just the rhythmic of it. I just love the whimsicalness of it. And I love Guilty a lot. Yeah, I saw that. What you want me to say? I saw it. I didn't do no video about it. I have to see what they do during the season. I see how they utilize him. I mean, the thing about it is, are they gonna do what they did last year and make Josh more pocket and more check down? I mean, you got to make it how it goes. So I still think Josh is better if he's more loosey goosey than he is stagnant. He just has to be disciplined. But but I think that they got it's their defense, man. It's all about the defense. Can they stop the run? And are they gonna mix and match their offense? That's the key. Well, yeah, because Tyreek been out there impregnating half the population of South Beach. And they don't do nothing in December. We already know that after December 1st in Miami the season is closed. Um, I like taking care of my heart. Yeah, he got like 30 kids. Shoot. And he's not the smartest guy in the block. I mean, look at what that happened. He went to Miami and he can't get out the first round. Patrick Mahomes been to 3 straight Super Bowls, won two. So who's looking like who? Tyreek was looking like a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. Now he gonna and play with Tua, who might get concussed and could be it. We sure will. So Tyreek Hill is headed towards. I hate to say it, he's headed towards Antonio Brownville. The shenanigans and all the other stuff is overtaking what should have been a surefire Hall of Fame career. And he thought he was going to do better without Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. He lost his natural mind. Because he got Dr. Doolittle as his coach in Miami, who should be fired any day now. They not doing nothing. Megatron. Because of look who he had as quarterback and what he had in Detroit. AB did have Roethlisberger and had something to work with. Megatron had nothing. He had stat pad, and they had no running game, and they played no defense. No, Megatron was beasting. Megatron was beasting. He put up numbers. He put up numbers. I like AB's game better, but you ask him who's prime, I got to go with Megatron. I like AB's game better. Because Detroit always can have stat cats. I will give you AB's game better, but I like Megatron at the prime. If this was about 5 years ago, give me the night. Come on now. I like Skeletons with that synth bass groove, but come on now, give me the night's iconic song, and it's a better written song. Stat pad is done. Yeah. Cause Stevie Wonder's last jam that I dug was "Do I Do." Skeletons was catchy, but give me the nights on another level. The Rams, I will say this: they were the only team that had a chance to beat Philly in the postseason last year. If they're going by that logic, but they turned that ball over. And their coach, he's everything John Gruden wasn't. He got a lot of stuff done for the Rams. They just let's don't finish reasons, storytelling, and it hits, it resonates. Voice to Atlantis was a strong song. I like the vocals and everything, but I got to say reasons. Oh, Pedro was a student of the game, and he knew how to pitch. You know, he knew where to get you in your what locations. He knew that. Most of the greats do that. I used to watch Barry Bonds do tutorial. He still does. You know, that's how you know greatness. Cats can actually tell you where spots are. It's just like someone that's musically inclined. They know how to, they know their stuff. They can pinpoint. That's part of being a student of the game. You study the craft. You know. Don't you hate when dodos don't know nothing? Well, because he knew about location. He could get uptight with Ryde because he wouldn't put nothing down to A. He knew exactly where the spots were there, pinpoint. A guy like Frank Thomas who liked to do pull hitting and go the other way. That's the way of the world, but it's close though. Footsteps is a powerful song, but that's the way of the world for me because it was a national anthem. It was an anthem, but it's close though because I love Footsteps in the Dark. The vocals on "That's the Way of the World," the harmony. Yeah, well, you gotta remember something. There's only so much you how you gonna pitch, But He did know how to get. He did know how to get up under your skin with his when location. And I'm sure Pedro probably looked more forward to facing Frank, facing. He got more hype with A Rod than he with Frank Thomas. Slapstick hitters, and he still was dominant. What's that tell you? So Pedro just kept the 100. The greats always study, School is always in session. Cooling me out. Cooling me out. Because it had a cold vamp. And see, when people start that stupid, like you're going to stunt, oh, bring your old little porky pig behind out there. Yeah, you got spun around like a bowling ball. And I didn't feel for him. So I remember that like yesterday. And that's the last time there was a bit of a rivalry. There is no more of a rivalry. Of course he did. He tried to talk all crazy. I told you, sit your porky pig behind down. Shoot. Pedro got on that big old bald head and was clapping on them. He clapping on their head. Flirt. I love the groove on that one. Flirt. Now, if you approach somebody and you threaten them, all bets are off. That's why nobody made a big deal about it because he approached Pedro. See, when you if you say something or you push and provoke, you can get them hands, you can get clapped on, you get some clap back. Shoot. And that's the bottom line. I had no problem with it at all. Because it wasn't about Yankees Boston, it's about disrespecting the man. See, Zimmerman, I put it to you like this, Zimmerman wouldn't do that to Roger Clemens. You see, just tell you like that. Put a hand on him, you run lose his hand. I'm aware of these things, you know. And cats be thinking they. It's kind of like Latrell Sprewell and PJ Carlesimo. Mm-hmm. Because PJ went too far off. And they didn't give PJ no more real gigs. So and the racial dynamic is real in sports too, and also what people be saying and doing stuff. Think about it. Oh, Pedro did that a lot, and he went after Jeter. He wasn't afraid to go after who your big guy is. Some cats like to pick on some puny turkey. That's one thing I gave Pedro. He's like, I'm going after Jeter. I'm gonna go after him. I was like, go on with your bad self. Yeah. Elvis is dead. And I did like Eat Your Heart Out, but Elvis is dead had a cold groove to it. I love the chorus on that too. No, I'm not even. I didn't even think no more about it because Pedro had every right to tear that behind up. That Porky Pig come charging, he got to put that pig in the playpen. I ain't even trip on it. If you stupid and you do stupid stuff, I don't care who you play with. You got to get what's coming to you. So I can't claim him on that one. No. Sometimes it's like, hey, you gotta take that L. Because see, first of all, Clemens and Petty were money pitchers, and Rivera ain't gonna go out there and do that. Yeah. It's a psychological maneuver, and you can further get yourself thrown out. And you gotta remember when you don't have your big guns. See, big guns get respected. Some jive cat dude, he'll get a fine. He might get suspended. It's a different hit. Yeah, yeah. Of course he did. Barry White. Oh, Barry White, come on now. Come on now. Come on now. You gotta do better than that. You old school. You know better than that. Here and Now was like the sappy. It was a nice, cute Hallmark channel type song. But come on now. Ecstasy is. I was playing that the other day on my system. And I love Luther, but Luther went chasing pop, and it was downhill. He was soggy for a lot of the so many years of his career. He tried hard to go pop, and it just. Oh, Reggie wasn't scared. Mm-mm. Reggie wasn't scared of no Ryan. Yeah, but that's what he wanted for commercial. You got to start Larry Fitzgerald. You got to start Fitzgerald. You bench Andre Reed and you cut Megatron because he quit before we had a chance to see how far he could have gone with his career. We don't never know what Megatron could have done. It's kind of like the only difference between that. So you might ask me, well, how come I give Barry Sanders a pass? Barry Sanders had already accumulated more yards. No, Megatron retired at 10 years as a receiver. He still had about 3 or 4 more years left. And he had more to prove. Fitzgerald and Andre Reed had top tier numbers. So he has to go. Yeah, you didn't ask me if I thought he was better than those guys talent wise. Yeah. But if you want me to stay. Because that baseline was cold. Sweet Sticky Thing was cold, but the way Sly was doing that thing. Yeah. Yeah, Carlton's got to get cut out of that and I love Steve Carlton, but Clemens has got to start, and then Pedro and Carlton got to get cut. And I love Carlton. That's tough for me. Clemens and Pedro made their legacies can continue. So yeah. Yeah. See, and even the people that I hold in high regards for, if you don't fit, come to the argument, I got to take you out. And it's hard because I like Steve Carlton a lot. He was probably my favorite left-handed pitcher that I saw. Oh yeah, it happens a lot of these times. Yeah, we having a lively discussion. If you notice, we got quite a few people come through. Can you stand the rain? Because End of the Road was good, but Can You Stand the Rain just hit. The vocals just hit. Yeah, I remember when he had the Jerry curl too. And they got spanked up by Detroit in that World Series. Willie Hernandez with Jack Morris was going off. They started the season 35-5. Sparky Anderson, you had Lou Whitaker, you had Alan Trammell. Tigers baseball was something else back then, yo. Cause they want. I remember. And the problem with Tony Gwynn is that the two times he went to the World Series against two teams that was just dominant. He had those Tigers in '84, and he had them Yankees in '98. Poor thing. Couldn't you have gotten to play a St. Louis team that won 83 games and maybe you would have won a World Series? But you had to go against two of the best teams that I saw in the regular season. That's how I felt for Tony. One times he go, he had to go against teams that were just destiny. You talking about Garrett Cole? Rory Halladay's gonna have to start, so that's a given. I guess you got if you're talking about Garrett Cole is with the Yankees now, you got to go in that order. You got to go in that order. If Cole had stayed with the Astros and maybe won another ring, then I would have said Cole. But Pettit was so clutch in the postseason. He did pretty good in Houston with Clemens too. So okay, come on now, Ozone and a blowout. After high school was corny. That's one of the reasons why that album was soggy. All them old wave songs that Prince was throwing that corny. Hey you. Mm. No. And that microphone sound like one of them old microphones. I don't know if you remember there was a commercial back in the '80s where the dude had the sunroof down and he had that microphone. He says, "Hey, we're gonna pick you up." Had a speaker microphone. Prince always had some gimmicks going on some of the stuff he did. No, I was on in the blowout. I didn't like the Prince new wavy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Corny to me. So I got 13 more minutes before I leave today. So let's see if we keep the questions going. We're done good with the poll. Hit some likes up. Yeah. Yeah. That was the one. And so when I heard after high school, I was like, oh yeah. See, that's the thing. If you had good ears and you listened to stuff Prince did, he wasn't that dissimilar to what was happening. He just played this role like he was an underdog, like he didn't know because he was like Minneapolis was on Mars. It's obvious they're gonna do that because that's why they're messing with the pitch count where they want to speed up the game. And most umpires get dissed as it is. I think they'll try it. Yeah, they'll try it. All these sports leagues try different things. The NFL kickoff now is one of the sorriest things I've ever seen. You gotta wait for the ball to land, and it's stupid. And then when the NBA tried to change the basketball like 20 years ago, that was dumb. They all do something stupid, but they are going for more of an AI. Like they are going for more of a feel like that. Well, yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna be up. I'm good. I've been on for like 2 hours. I'm good. You just gotta keep that talking conversation. I'm up. I'm on for another 10 more minutes. I've been on for almost 2 hours. So I done quite well. Y'all ain't put no questions by me that I didn't answer. Me and Ted been neck and neck. Charlene. So can't nobody say, well, I was drifting. I just said you gotta keep asking questions. That's how I stay up. But I've been up for 2 hours on here. And in case you don't know, I got videos I've been working on. So it's not like I've been a busy cat. So that's why. So forgive me. Well, yeah, they beat the Phillies. They swept them, but they're underachieving. No one is buying the Yankees as a title contender. And that's the problem. He can win some meaningless games and they win some games, but they're not a championship team. They're not buying them. You should never put a stigma on nobody. And it's always unfair. Yeah, they suck. I mean, and the sad part, they play a little romper room ballpark and they just suck. But but then guess what? A couple years later, they could be on pace to being a wild card team. So yeah, but it's not the same allure, and they lost too. Well, that's a whole lot of them out there, Charlene. The Mariners are a strange team that can't. They're not that good from home, and they're gonna have some problems. They could be going deep, but they could get knocked out. So strawberry shortcake. I wasn't really feeling the Madhouse stuff. I thought it was like TV music, like Mike Hammer or something. It was all right in spurts, but I didn't really like where he was going with that. He didn't really do nothing for me. Was he trying to be smooth jazz? What he trying to do? I didn't really feel it. See me. I'm gonna tell you something about me and Prince. When Prince plays like parts and he puts them in songs and he does his hybrid, that's where his greatness came out to me. But when he tried to do straight ahead something, I didn't really like the second Madhouse record. I didn't like when he did. I didn't like that. I wasn't that. The first Madhouse album was all right in gimmicky kind of way, and I didn't really feel it after that. And even Eric Lees wasn't blown away by it. So like that. That's one of those things I dug it more at the time, but being away from it, I ain't missed it. Mm-mm. But I'll tell you what I will yeah we'll have to listen again. Okay, I got about 7 more minutes before I'm gonna call it a day. Because I've been here for almost 2 hours and I got to get something to eat and get out. I've been loading up them clips. Yeah, if you like the videos I got, you gonna see I got quite a few stuff up. So, but I don't even talk about the Yankees. Ted, they're not worth talking about. Unless they figure out a way to win 30 games, I'm not buying no hope. They're not that good. Not this year. And they got and they got Boston. So that's a nice Saudi Arabia. Makes sense though. Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft. One nation. But it's close though, but one nation. Yeah, if you're Dallas, that's what you do. You get younger and you open up more cap because you can't have a disgruntled worker there and Bad news in what way? Where the Bills? What you talking about? What are you talking about? Bad news for the Jets. Bad news for Miami. We beat New England's behind. Michael Parsons ain't gonna come up and do nothing. You tripping? Yeah, you know how he built his legacy, beating up on teams like the Jets with no quarterbacks and scoops and fumbles, like Shannon Sharp had it right. And when they come comparing to my cousin, I won't know until we get to the season. I won't know until we get to the season, but I know one thing: New England ain't gonna be that better. You know. Yeah, well, I just have to wait and see how it turns out with that. Can't say nothing. I'd rather be with you. That's one of the most iconic slow jams. Bootsy tore that up. You know, but I ain't worried about no Michael Parsons to New England. Please, you comedy, man. That'd be like Michael Parsons going to Chicago Bears, and you'd be like, "Oh, you gonna come with me?" He ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna do nothing. Because he feasts on sick third tier teams. Yep. So I'm taking Bootsy. Bootsy! Okay. Okay, we got 7 more minutes. I'm glad everybody came back today too, because I wasn't that much going on Saturday. So today it made it worth my while. And we definitely got about 2 hours worth of show. Touched on a lot of different topics. So, Edge of 17. But I like Pat Benatar better as a solo artist than I do Stevie Nicks though. We are invincible. No. Yeah. Excuse me. Okay, y'all can't say I ain't put the work in today. I came back. Hmm. Probably gonna lose some signals. Gonna probably be tight. All right. Smashing Pumpkins. I didn't care for Candlebox. All right. I'm gonna call it a day now though. Appreciate everybody that came through. And I'll be on tomorrow. Probably around the same time. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And thank y'all for coming through. It was great to be back. Peace out. All right. Tomorrow. Peace. And if you need to get in touch with me, get me up on Facebook. If you want to message me on Facebook, Charlene does. That way, if you ever want to go live, that's a way to stay in touch with me. Because you can always catch me on Facebook because I got my thing on FB. All right, I'm out. Peace.